Hello and welcome, or welcome back. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Georgie from Healing Moons, and today we're going to be looking at working with the element of air. So while we're going to be looking at working with the element of air, it's very much about how we embody the element, and so that it's not something that's external from us, but something that is within us and that flows through us as well. So for this purpose, we're going to be looking at the witch's lungs. And because when you think about it, at birth, our first gasp of air officially marks our arrival into the world. And from this moment on, our lungs become a place of exchange between our body and the external world or outside world. And as we breathe in and out, every breath brings the outside world inside of us. And every exhalation, or breathing out, you share molecules of yourself with the world. And we're immersed in invisible connections and interactions, I should say, between us, spirits, deities, and the universe. And this aids our link with that because we're so interconnected with it. So as you may already know, I'm a reviewer for 2 different publishers, and the book that this series is based off of is called The Anatomy of a Witch: A Map to the Magical Body. And I'm going to be reviewing it anyway, and there will be a blog post about it. But I'm going to read you a couple of extracts from the book itself, and if you are interested in this and want to go deeper with it, then you can get the book and you can use it as a reference to go back to and things like that. So, what are witch lungs? Our lungs are responsible for bringing fresh air into our body, filtering that air into our bloodstream while also releasing waste gases. They enable us to speak, smell, and to regulate our systems. Lungs are also one of the easiest internal organs for us to sense if we focus our intention on our respiratory system. We can feel the air entering our body through our nasal passages, and travel down into our chest. There is the visual evidence of our chest expanding as our lungs take in air and relaxing as we exhale. Recognizing that what our physical lungs do for us, builds the foundation for understanding the witch lungs. But we must go beyond the task of filtering oxygen and consider air, breath, space, spirit, and existence in a magical sense. Witch lungs teach us the following. Everything and everyone is interconnected on some level. We are constantly shifting and exchanging connections, particles, ideas, energy, essence. Unseen does not equal unknown. Just because something may seem invisible does not mean it doesn't exist or can't affect, influence, or interact with us. Perception is possible. Embrace the tiny invisible things that are vastly vital and crucial to fully living. There are interior and exterior spaces, those that are personal and public, permeable and protected. We must own our breath, recognizing our own sovereignty and power. There is a balance between what we take from the world and what we put into it. And the wisdom found in each of these revelations becomes a key to unlocking more doors within the magical body of the witch. And this is why we're using this this is the basis of what we build upon as we are working with the elements. So we start with the breath, because it's what signals our arrival here in the 3D. So I'm going to take you through what's called the 3 breaths exercise, because this is the basics for what we can then build upon. So you use this exercise with each of the elements going forwards as well. There are other bits and pieces in the book that I'm not going to include in the series, that you can read if you want to, if you get a copy of the book. So there's a spell for summoning the sovereignty self, or sovereign self I should say, sorry, which is in there. There's a journal prompt. It also includes how it ties into the major arcana of the tarot as well, and there's also a sigil for each of these as we go through at the end of each chapter. Sorry, I got distracted then. It doesn't take a lot. And it talks about the aroma and magic of smells, targeted breath, and there's a couple of different journal prompts, and there's a charm to ward against pollution as well. So there's lots of other bits and pieces in the book on each. You can tell I'm not really with it today. Apologies for the no makeup as well. There's just been a busy week and there's not enough time for it. But yeah, there's different bits and pieces in there on each of the elements as we work with them. So the 3 breath exercise, which I'm going to read to you from the book as well. So breath can be a powerful tool for focusing both your mind and your body. Whether I'm about to perform a dance, lead a ritual, teach a workshop, or any other activity that may require significant focus, I take 3 slow, deep breaths. When I can, I do this exercise using the whole of my body to conduct the air in and out, meaning my arms and legs are involved in the process. So, step 1. To start, stand with your legs a little wider than shoulder width apart, with a bit of squishy bend in your knees, and have your arms loosely crossed in front of your diaphragm. Step 2. As you take a deep breath in, lower your centre of gravity slightly by bending your knees while also uncrossing and extending your arms outwards in a welcoming position. 3. Hold your breath for 3 seconds, then slowly release, bringing your arms back to centre while slightly straightening your legs. And 4. Just repeat the whole movement again, this time holding your breath for 6 seconds and then releasing. And then 5. Lastly, follow the process one more time, holding for 9 seconds and then releasing the breath. And then you should feel calm, collected, and ready to accomplish the task at hand. Now, while using the whole body tends to give the best results, you can certainly modify this exercise to suit your needs, including being completely still, sitting, or even lying down if you need to. The 3 breaths exercise is also a handy technique for helping you to relax your mind when you're getting ready for bed. So that's our first step for working with this element. I wanted to kind of introduce you to the book without giving too much of it away. And so that's going to be for the element of air. And then next week we'll move on to the next one, which I believe was, I shall just check my notes. Next week is the witch's heart, which is connected with the element of fire and drives our passions and things like that. Thank you for joining me for today's episode, and I hope that you've enjoyed this and found this helpful. and I will catch up with you next time. Until then, take care. Bye.